Nice one. So let's start with an easy peasy fix. It'll just be easy straight away.
Yeah.
So the clean's easy because you're such a big strong lad and like relative to like your deadlift strength or whatever, you can just fling it up, can't you?
Yeah.
But we might as well make it more efficient if we can, if it's not going to take much thinking time and capacity. So if you think of, have you seen like when I've posted on social media and I've drawn like a straight line down?
Yeah.
So I want you to imagine that line's right down through the middle of your feet. Yeah.
Okay.
When you're exactly right. When you're in the rack position, you draw that straight line down. It looks brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm actually so excited about giving you a few cues today, because you're already well practiced. You're already good to do 81. You can't fluke that. Yeah, you've got to be really good. Yeah. So you're exactly right. Your rack position's really good. So the first thing to fix on it's just dead simple on the clean is the same on the clean. Imagine that straight line's going down. Yeah? What you're doing, you're right-handed. You're starting there in the middle of your feet, and then you're flinging it out to the side, and then bringing it back central.
Yeah.
Whereas what we want to do is, instead of starting here, imagine that straight line down here. And then what you're doing, you're going here, and then your arm's going out. So when you're producing force on the object here, you're wasting loads of energy because you try and, in fact, you put your arm there, right, and push up against my hand, right, and then put your hand here, push up against my hand. You feel how much stronger you are? Yeah, you can produce more force, keeping because you're closer to that centre line here, and also because the thing is closer. Yeah. So, to be honest, you probably won't even notice a difference in this because you're just flinging it up. Yeah. But as the weight gets heavier, I want you to really, practice it with these, but then as the weight gets heavier, keep it close to the centre line. So what I like to imagine, your start position's good and your rack position's good. It's just how you get there. You just, so we want to go in a straight line. So the cue that I like is, I like to imagine you coming straight up on that imaginary line, and you clean it up so explosively that you're going to take your head off, but you take your head out of the way. Rather than lifting it out here, putting it on your shoulder and bringing it back over here, you just exploding up, and your head will get out of the way to protect it. Yeah. So let's have another little go at that on that centre line. Loads better. It's just straight up, mate. Yeah. Good man. That's really good. I know it's crazy light, so you may not even feel the difference, but
what? Yeah, I know what you mean. It feels like you just fling that belt.
Yeah, but it just feels like you've. The giveaway with that weight is it just feels as easy, but the giveaway with that is it was just from the ground to your shoulder in a split second. You're not going around the houses. It was there quicker.
Yeah.
So again, that's another good contributing factor to the whole lift is as you want to get more skillful. Because you're already strong enough to do 100 plus. Yeah.
I think it's just
exactly.
Perfecting that technique, isn't it?
So yeah, just getting that line more efficient. Not only are you going to save in terms of force production and energy, but also it's going to be quicker. Yeah, that's maybe 0.3 seconds instead of a second. Yeah, you're already there. You're at that point where you want to start the dip, and you're almost on the same breath. Yeah, whereas you take an extra second, you're having to reset your breath and So you're exactly right on the rack position. It looks great. Yeah. So I just want to reinforce that now. Just go to your rack position. Get it up. Remember the clean line. Very good. Right, and just hold it. I just want you to hang out and chill out. Yeah. So that there, if we draw a straight line down, that's beautiful, and it feels nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like you're holding it with your arms, does it? No. Well, if it does, you want to just make these little tweaks, lean from side to side. What I like to do is go, because it's not that heavy for you, even if you do 80, compared to what you can squat. You can squat like 250 or something.
280 in rack.
So 280, yeah. So in terms of you get an object here, it's not heavy for you if you put the weight through your legs. So you actually don't need to keep bolt upright, I don't think, with your knees. I can go soft with the knees here. Because what you're going to be able to do there is like, say for instance, I push it over here and over, you're just going to be able to recalibrate yourself very easily and keep it on that centre line. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so if you was to push it, it'd just rock back.
Yeah, you just calibrate it. So use with your soft knees now, just use your feet to like calibrate that and find that centre line. Does that feel?
Yeah, that's it. No, it feels good there.
Yeah, and the advantage now is, I want you to hold it for another 10 seconds or so. The advantage now as well, where you're losing it, is where the dip's pretty good. You're keeping down on this centre line, straight down. But it says you begin the drive. What you're doing, you're going like this. You're going, looks pretty good, and you're going.
Yeah.
And it's going out to the side ever so slightly. So it says you begin that drive, that dumbbell's peeling to that right side away from the centre line. So you can drop it down, that's good. We'll go exactly you feel alright?
Yeah, just got pins and needles in the arms. Yeah.
Right, good stuff. So if you should get so good at it, that's going to be definitely worth doing. Just doing like, say, spending more time in that rack position, because as you get better, even though it looks really good, like as you get brilliant at this, you'll be able to hold that. You could just hold that for a minute.
Yeah.
You put it down, and if anything, your legs are feeling a bit tired from recalibrate from like keeping the weight through your legs. Yeah. So you getting the pins and needles in your arm is still a giveaway that you've still got stuff to improve on there. Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, it might just be because you've got your elbow sleeves on as well, and it's a bit uncomfortable. But you can if you're feeling it in your upper body at all, you can probably improve your positioning. Yeah. You want to improve your positioning so much that you don't feel it in your upper body. You just feel it feels in the legs. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah. I like it. So now we've established that, what we're going to do is basically look at maintaining that rack position that's pretty good. I'd say really, really good actually. Yeah. I would say brilliant if you'd have said that, no, I didn't feel it in my arms at all. Yeah. That's the gold standard, that's what you're aiming for, yeah? So what we want to do now is go to the next step. The next step is going to be the dip, and it's going to be right. This straight line down is a non-negotiable. Yeah. You'll see it on this video when I eventually put it together. But this straight line down is a non-negotiable. So we've fixed the clean. We've got you going from there to here, more direct. Yeah. In the rack position, the line's straight down. It looks excellent. So now we want to do the same drills as we've just done. We'll just do one set. And what I want you to do is go to the bottom of the dip. Okay. And I want you to just chill out and find that position where if your arm's feeling it a little bit early, that's your giveaway that you're in the wrong position. Okay. Yeah. We want it to feel exactly the same as it did in the rack position. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. But after 10-15 seconds, you should be feeling like, oh bloody hell, my legs are feeling a bit tight. Yeah. Yeah. That's what we're going for. You found that position? Does it feel alright? Yeah. Go a little bit low, because I suspect that you're gonna. That looks pretty good. And does it feel the same for your upper body? Yeah, it feels fine. Yeah. Yeah. What about hand position? Is that don't worry about that. Just where you don't want to think about that. If you think about that and get this in an optimal position, it's going to distract you from doing the thing that's important. Just focus on this. Yeah. When you're brilliant at all these things that I give you, and then you want to focus on that spare hand, we'll do that. But you could do whatever the fuck you want with that hand, and we'll smoke 100 soon. A little bit lower. Pretty good. Yeah. But you can see, if you watch the video back, like the rack position's really good, but you're still not owning that kind of perfectly straight line when you go to dip. You're kind of going zigzaggy. Yeah. Does that make sense? Okay. Do you think their feet are they in a good position? Because you have it quite wide. Yeah. Well, this is something that you need to take away from today. Go away and explore. And I'll show you. Basically, a thing that I say is like, if you're thinking about what your feet are doing and putting them in an optimal position before this, that's where a lot of people go wrong, I think, because they think about what to do with what looks pretty with the lower body or whatever. Should go here, so-and-so goes there, he's really good. Like, just think of these principles that I'm saying about that centre line, and just obsess about them, because and then throughout every single position on the lift, so the clean, the rack, you nailed, big tip, clean, nailed, the dip, pretty good, the drive, that's where you're losing it, the overhead position, once it's there, brilliant, yeah? So it's just that bit in the middle, like the dip and drive, yeah? So you focus on your feet, you should be focusing on focus on the bar path, focus on the path of the object, and let that teach you what to do with the rest of your body. So just think about that, yeah? And if that means you're going like all wonky, but you're keeping that thingy straight, nail that, keeping that dip straight. And it might be like I found that because I've got like my hips are asymmetrical, like this side I externally rotate. I'm stronger at externally rotating the hip on this side, better than this side. So if I go for like a perfectly square feet position that looks pretty, I go to dip and this knee collapses in like that, and then it balls up the bar path. So I drop that foot out like that, and it just allows me to maintain that integrity of the dip. Because that knee goes out better, which in turn keeps this torso vertical. Does that make sense? So don't look for these ideal things in terms of body position, unless you're getting pain. Like if you're getting pain, something hurts, red flag and break it down. But in terms of technical, what you're searching for, look at your videos. Next time you do dumbbell, look at more from the front. You do slow-mo on your phone. Yeah, do slow-mo and just look at it objectively. Don't think, what's the speed like or whatever. Just think, right, is that a perfectly straight line down and up? Yeah? And then search for that.
That's your key.
That's the key. If you learn how to do that at every phase of the lift, then I'll just get one of the videos up from one of the last videos, and we'll just show you. It just might be like a light bulb for you. Yeah, but let that line and bar path dictate what you do with the rest of the body. Does that make sense? Rather than trying to piece this together first and then think, oh yeah, my feet and the hips look great. And that's what so many people do. They focus on this. Oh yeah, so-and-so says, yeah, keep my knees, hips, ankles aligned, or stable foot triangle. And then the bar path's all crap. Ideally, long term, we'd pair the beautiful bar path up with these ideal mechanics that are going to be like, you know, basically like if you're dipping and your knee's collapsing in, but your bar path's great, but you're chewing up your knee, and your knee's going to get sore after you. Like ideally, we pair them both up. But I think if you focus on the bar path first from a technical standpoint, yeah, because I'm assuming that you're coming into this and you're already strong enough to lift a lot more than you are doing on this lift. Yeah. We're not looking from an ideal. We're just looking from how you can lift more weight quickly.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
As soon as I get to the big weights, it all just falls
and I
apart.
can see why. I can see why when you're doing that with 30. I can see why with 70%, because it's just going to the weight, even though you're strong enough to do it, and that's why it's frustrating for you probably when you do 70, and 70 feels like it feels so easy.
Yeah.
You know, when you get it right,
you feel like
it feels like nothing. And then you go like you might go 76 one day, 77, 78. And you think it's going to be easy, you just miss it out of nowhere. Yeah. And you're frustrated because you're like, it's gone out there, or whatever. Yeah. But I can see why, and it's just magnifying the error. So if you, like literally, honestly, like you go and practice these drills, I reckon within like 10, 20 minute sessions you'll do 100, I reckon, honestly. But like, without getting any stronger, honestly, I'll be shocked if you don't. Like, you've got all the attributes to be really good at it. Yeah, so let's go one more, and I'm just going to put my hand to this side of you, and if you feel my hand contact you, you know that you need to, like, don't let my hand contact you. Yeah? I'm just going to put my hand where your torso shouldn't be. Yeah. Brilliant clean, brilliant wrap. Weighting the legs before you dip. Yeah. That looks good. Don't touch my hand on the way up. Slower on the way up. That's better. That's the line. Yes, that was so much better. If you have the difference.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit odd at the moment.
Of course it does. Of course it does. The reason why you're doing it wrong is because it feels normal. You feel like you should be doing it that way, but it's wrong.
Yeah.
That it's so simple, mate.
It explains why they're all.
Yeah, and this is the thing. This is why you need to look at this back, or some videos back, objectively, because you look at it like. It's hard not to look at it and think, oh, what's my body doing? What's my body doing? Are all these things straight? Are my joints like? Forget about that. Take your body out of the. Like next time you look at your video, imagine your body's not there. Just look at the dumbbell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at where that moves. Where that's moving there on that dip is pretty much a straight line up and down.
Okay.
You fix that dip down and then up to the side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's only slight, isn't it? But it can...
Slight, but that's what's causing you to fail 83.
Yeah.
Yeah? Promise.
Yeah.
Let's go one more set of that.
Yeah.
And then we'll put some tin on. So much better. You're still wanting to go over there. Keep this left shoulder in contact with me as you come on. Yeah, there's your line. There's your line. So you probably feel that you should have, compared to usual, a bit more weight through that left leg. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah? So even if it's like 64%. Good stuff. Let's go one more dip, and then I want you to drive up out of it explosively and press it, following that exact line, keeping in contact with my shoulder. Yeah? Good.
Hold up.
Like that would be a game changer for you. Just showing you. Like, ideally, what I want to do is give you the tools where you don't need to send it to me or your videos to like me or Twitter or whatever. Like you just think, oh my goodness, I can see it now. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'm giving you the tools, what to look for, to be objective. That's the key. Let's have a look at this, right? And it's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but let's just watch this lift, and it's reasonably heavy. And just forget what I'm doing with my feet. Forget that I'm doing a jerk, and you're already going to push press on this. Yeah. Doesn't matter, don't get distracted by that because the principles remain the same, yeah? Let's look at it from the start. So centre line through my head, through the middle of my feet. Yours was going way out there and then back in there. You see, as soon as I take tension with that dumbbell, that centre line's there, isn't it? Yeah? I'm doing a different clean, but it's still there, pretty much.
Literally just moving your head.
So you can see, instead of lifting it to my shoulder and then moving my head out of the way, like I'm just lifting it in that straight line up and then protecting myself by moving my head out of the way. You can see now where I'm holding it, like the middle of my wrist, right down the centre. Yeah. And then let's check the bottom of the dip. So bottom of the dip. Pretty good, yeah. And then let's see as a drive out. And then the overhead position straight down, yeah? So I'll show you the bit where you're losing it, yeah? You're going pretty damn good. Pretty good to the bottom of the dip. Pretty good to the bottom of the dip, but not perfect. So you're making the drive hard feet. Like what you're doing now is you're just a little bit too much weight through that leg that's causing, as you drive up and add power to the object, your weight's pushing it out there. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. Whereas mine's going pretty much straight up. Are you with me?
It's constant straight.
Yeah, it's got to be. Because I'm not strong upper body. Like, I'm not strong at all. So the line's got to be perfect. Yeah. So let's go. Yeah, enough of the enough of the boring drills then, and let's because I've given you the principles then. The simple fits on the clean that's going to be easy peasy. It'll just make the clean more efficient. but I've given you the thing that I promise is the game changer for you to like. That's what you've come for. That's what you're paying money for.
Yeah.
Me highlight that thing,
Yeah.
and it might take 4 or 5 sessions until it clicks, or until you even have the light bulb yourself, and you're like, shit, it all makes sense now. Yeah. So you just need to go and practice that and drill it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I would suggest in terms of your practice and your programming, I would say that coming in and, I know it's a little bit boring, but doing I'd say do a little bit of the dip and drive to warm up. Just check your video.
Yeah.
Just check your video from the front. Make sure your line's perfect. Get it to here. Even what do you usually start?
We're about 30. Dumbbell's 30.
Is it?
Yeah, and then our next one up's like 76. It's quite a jump.
Yeah. So, but you can load the 30, can you?
You can load it up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say what 50%. So you grab like 40 or 50 or something, and you just go as you before you start to press, just go clean, get it to the position. And you might have certain days that feels like shit today. And you might not even be able to find the rack position straight away. Find the rack. Yeah. Once you found the rack, then just do the tempo dip, something like, so it's not too boring or it doesn't take too long, something like 3 sets of 3, really slow tempo, make sure you're rolling in that position. So at first I guarantee it, you'll watch your videos, you'll do your first set, like you did before, you're like this, you're like zigzagging on the dip. So if you're just coming in and building up to, oh yeah, let's put 50 on, so my PB is 80, and then you're just putting weight on top of this, you're not going to be able to get anywhere with it. Yeah? Whereas you go here and you're like, no, that feels a bit shit today. Guarantee, watch the video, see the zigzag, do your second set, focus on that line, you'll be like, oh, that feels loads better. Set 3, you'll be like, this feels easy now. You'll feel the difference between the 3 sets, yeah? And it won't take too long. Then, just sling some weight on, and build up. And that's what we'll do now. We'll just see and I'm not expecting miracles, because this is going to take, it might even feel worse than it, which is fine, because logically, we're changing something drastically there that's going to be, it might be 2 steps back and go 5 forward.
Just with that.
Yeah. So let's see, let's have a bit of fun on, let's add a little bit of weight, see what happens as we go along. We'll video it. Yeah. I'll video it on a way of acting, I'll show the error.
Okay.
In slow-mo to you, and you'll just be able to,
Yeah, it felt like I was dipping alright, it still feels like the press isn't quite.
I did video it.
Oh, did you? Let's have a look. Perfect. Right, the reason why this doesn't feel perfect is because, you tell me, can you say why?
Can't really see it.
Right, look at the dumbbell and look at what happens before you. That looks really good. Before you.
Let's come away from it.
It's coming away. It's coming away
Go
from you.
like that.
Yes. That's it. Yes. As you're because if you draw that straight line down compared to mine where your hand is, where is it? Is it 50-50? Is it exactly in the middle where your hand is? If you drew it straight down at the bottom of that dip.
It looks good there.
Well, I'm looking where your hand is. So look through the centre of your hand, and if you draw a straight line perfectly down, I reckon it's like 70-30 towards that right leg.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? We draw a straight line down where your hand is or your wrist.
Oh, it's coming down there.
Yeah.
Just a bit more.
Say 65-35. So we want that hand to be in the middle of your finger.
So I need to push it back.
You don't need to push that back at all, because that's going to bring your upper body. You need to put more weight through this other leg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like he starts out, and then when he presses, he comes up.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I need to put, as I dip, more weight.
That's perfect.
More weight through here.
Yeah.
And then that'll draw me the whole body over, sort of.
Yeah. But I'm glad we saw that video, because I thought you knew what was compare it to mine again now. Did you see what I mean about it? If you drew through your wrist at the bottom of the dip, it was like here, not here.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, quite mine. Yeah, but it makes.
Well, I've got, obviously I'm looking at stuff like this all the time, but for me it's like as clear as day. It's like it's major. It's like we want it 50-50. You're like 65-35. Yeah. So let's have a look at here. And this isn't, don't get me wrong, this isn't perfect, but I'll pick a random one from last session. Let's have a look at this one. This is just a random one. I don't know what this is. But let's have a look here, right? You draw a straight line down. That's pretty much in the middle at that point, yeah? In the rack. Bottom of the dip, it's still pretty much there. You're further that way, yeah?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get it. That. See, I'd look at that and think that was alright as well. If I was to look back normally.
Yeah. Let's have a quick video. There's a good example. This is what we do with a lad. You can see, like I've drawn that line there to show that line so we can't get distracted. And you would look, like most people would look at this and think, fuck me, it looks really good in the rack. Whereas like where I'm saying to you, you're like 65-35. He's like 52-48. It looks fucking really good. And it's only until you draw that line. In fact, he's doing the same error as he dips down. That looks pretty good. It looks really, really good actually. But you can see he's got the same thing that goes out to the side and the highlight here. And this is the same. You can see as he drives, the dip's really good, but as he starts to drive, the dumbbell drops out to the side.
Yeah.
Can you see it? And it's just because he's ever so slightly off.
Yeah, so he needs a bit more
weight through that time.
Right,
Yeah. So let's try something else. Let's try, you know, like I said, like go soft with the legs. Go a little bit softer on the left leg.
Okay.
Yeah. Just go there. So instead of like I'm mirroring so there, instead of it just being like just drop to that side a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
See if you can find it, and then you're going to have an easier time controlling it as you drive out.
Yeah.
This is a 20 bar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Go on then, buddy. That's better. That's better. Just do double so we're not getting fatigued. It's definitely a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah? Did it feel any different? Or is it hard to tell?
It felt like, I think the trouble is because I'm thinking so much, it's throwing me a little bit. But I definitely put more weight on that leg.
Yeah.
But I think it's just throwing me where I'm thinking.
Yeah. So maybe a way for you thinking about it. Oh, you videoed it again. Nice one.
Good get.
biggest fan.
That's really good in the rack. Can you see the difference? It's subtle.
Especially in your press.
That looks really good actually. That's really good. Like, if you draw that down now, that's ace. It's just dropping out a little bit
It's
still.
going again, isn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is now we've established that actually you've got the rack position is even better now because it's like the dip. So as you go down,
It looks like he's definitely more.
Yeah, that's really good. That looks really good. But it just looks like it's so fucking hard, isn't it? And this is why you just need to practice it. But as you drive out that bottom, you need to drive out that left side a little bit more. Like, just trying to do it. So you're here, you need to trust this, you need to push up here. Like there. Rather than, you're going like this ever so slightly, you're going nice dip, and then you're pushing over there. And that's why this arm's going, yeah? Whereas you want to almost push.
Going straight, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Remember, it's about the movement of the object, yeah? And let that teach you what you can see. That's the error, yeah?
It's going as soon as it's.
So you can look at what you're doing with your body here. So we need it to go there. That's the bit that you need to fix. Yeah. And you fix that with that boring like dip stuff and the dip drills. That's how you'll fix it. But if you can now you at least know what you're looking for and you can see it as clear as day, can't you? Yeah? Very good. Okay. Let's go again. So if anything, like, you know, that red line that I'm saying, and I'm saying, oh, go for 50-50. If anything, try overcompensating and go too far the other way and see what happens. And just think, right, well, I'm like over-exaggerating it now. Over-exaggerating it. And you might think you're over-exaggerating and then hit
so I need to
sweep
think about almost driving that way a bit.
Yeah. Let's go for that. Over-exaggerate. Good. It's definitely better. Yeah? Good.
Felt better for me, yeah. Did feel a bit.
Good. But I'm obsessed with this shit. So like I can't help but see that it's not quite perfect yet. But we're not going to get there today. Yeah. But what I want you to can you feel what you're going for? You're trying to put more weight through that left leg, and that's going to be the game changer. And get used to it, and make that where it feels like this feels fucking weird. Like get that to feel normal, and then that's going to be the and then fixing that thing that you can highlight about. You can still see that elbow dropping, not quite as much, but your elbow didn't drop quite as much. That's why the press felt a little bit easier. Yeah, but you eliminate that elbow drop, and the press is just it's not even going to feel like a press. Like mine don't even feel like presses when the lines are right.
Oh, when it
just feels like oh shit, I've just caught it at lockout.
Yeah,
I'm not
chuck
pressing.
90 kilo above my head.
Let's go again. Do another 3 sets of 2 at this.
Yeah.
Just do doubles, and there's enough of like with people like you, like you're advanced, you're really good lifter, really strong. We don't want to be giving you fucking a million cues. Yeah, you've got a thing to think about in the clean that you just fix straight away. Yeah, and that's gonna be really good. You just want to think about that for your next 5 dumbbell sessions. You just want to think about this. And like I said, it might just take a couple until it clicks, yeah. But I don't want to give you any more things to think about.
No.
Yeah, because this is going to be the game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Promise.
Yeah.
A little bit better.
Yeah, it still feels like a lot of thinking going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's feeling better.
I'm a massive fan of programming. Of like, a lot of people like working have a lot of success working at like 70 to 80% for a lot of the training work. Whereas I find that really tough. I find that area really tough because I find it's fucking hard. Every lift's hard at 70%, 80%. And it's hard, so you've got to recover from it. But it's also hard because you try and implement a cue at, say we do that was 65 kilos for you. It's tough. You just need to be thinking about making the lift. Do you know what I mean? So I actually like going like really light for loads of volume to like iron out the kind of, you know, even you doing a session with the 30 dumbbell. I think I did a session recently. We've got a grey one there, and that's 13.
Oh, right.
And I did a really, really valuable session where I was just videoing myself and just like getting that feeling amazing. And I did shitloads and made loads of micro tweaks and loads of volume. And I could have done 1 million sets because it's not taxing at all. Yeah, but you can iron those things out. So when I go over like say 80-85%, there is not a chance I'm thinking about any kind of cues. I'm not thinking about, oh, I'll go here, put my weight through this leg, all that shit. I'm just letting rip. Yeah, and if I'm not, I just look at it like, if I fuck up, I haven't done enough practice at the lightweights. I'm not trying to change things at that point. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's what we need to do. We need to go 2 more sets of 2 of this. Yeah. Just trying to get that, just over-exaggerate. Yeah, you're still...
Is it still...
Yeah, you know, like I said, it's like 65, 35. It's now like 55, 45.
Yeah.
So make it like 48, 52. Send it a little bit the other way. Yeah, if you're like here, go like here.
Yeah.
Yeah, or make it feel like you're going like that. So it might just bring you central. Yeah.
Okay.
2 more sets of 2 at this. Just trying to do that, and then I want you to just blank out your head, and then just add some plates. 260, 65, 70. Not thinking about any cues, just thinking about making the lift. Yeah. So you've got 2 more sets of 2 where you're thinking. That looks nice, mate. Second one was better.
Yeah, it felt good.
Did you feel that?
Sometimes it just like clicks, isn't it?
It
feels like you say, it feels like nothing when you get it right.
So you felt that then?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Right, so the good news is the reason why you felt that was because the path was just straight. Did you see it or not?
Did you see that?
Well, of that one, have you got it? Yeah, go on. Let's see that. This is the one. That's probably the best one, I think.
Yeah, you definitely felt it. It just felt like nothing.
Yeah. But I'm saying that it's good that that coincides. That feeling that you felt coincides with. I'm just watching the dumbbell. I'm not asked about what you're doing or what you're feeling. I'm just watching the dumbbell when it moves, and the way that it moved there, and that was your giveaway. That was that looked fucking good, mate.
I think you're thinking too much. That's it. Fine.
Yeah, you are. But I mean, you're coming for a fucking technical session. You're painting your head for all night.
Yeah.
And you are. It's good, mate. That you can see there's actually a little bit more bend in that knee. Yeah. That's a cue that sometimes give people is like just go softer on that knee. Right, that side.
Felt good.
Good man.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit more in that leg.
Good. Well, if that's the thing that's helping you click, you're feeling like, oh shit, a little bit more weight in that leg, that's great.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going for, yeah? So that's your thing to take away. That's your thing to take away in terms of feel, yeah? In terms of the objectivity, so like where you've got to basically you've got to look at your videos and just detach from how it felt. And just think, even if you hit one that felt easy or whatever, like just look at the bar path, and that'll tell you whether it should, like, what you should do.
Yeah.
And then if you do a good one, try and think about what you felt when you did a good one, and then you can try and replicate when you because obviously you've got big dumbbell here, and you can't see where you are. You've got to kind of connect that to what it feels like. So if that for you means that, God, yeah, I can feel this left leg more, Brilliant. That's what we're going for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some plates on.
So.
Yeah, I want to see at least a decent 75.
Yeah. What are these ones, Josh?
Yeah.
Are they fine?
7.5. So
Yeah.
that'll take it to 65. So maybe just put those up. Yeah, great. Hopefully you can get you might not even appreciate it now until you've like processed it a couple of days. You look back at it and you think, what were you on? What did we took?
Yeah.
I mean, but then when you look at the videos and like in the next couple of days, I think I think what will happen is you'll look at your own feedback and your self-coaching. In terms of your techniques, that's what we do most of the time. Is do you video a lot of your sets?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Not warm-ups and that.
No. I would recommend. Well, until you get this like locked in place, I would recommend that. That's going to give you loads of information.
Yeah.
Start video your warm-ups until you fix this error.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because that's going to, in the warm-ups, that's where you're going to be able to fix it. Because if you're going 6, the typical thing is for someone like, say, you working off 81 dumbbell is you might go 50 feels alright, 55 feels alright, 60. You might do a 65 that feels like shit. You look at the video and you're like, and then you go to 65 again, or you go to 70, and you try and fix the issue.
Yeah.
It's too heavy.
Yeah, it's
too
literally
heavy.
that with me, yeah.
It's too late. Whereas you know what to look for now. You go with your 30 dumbbell, you video it from the front, and you're like, yeah, it feels easy because it's fucking light. But you look at the thing and you're like, oh, fucking hell. You've got to look at it and think about how scalable that movement is as you add load. That's the key.
Yeah.
And you've got to think, what am I doing with the fuck me, if you put another 40 kilos on that, I'm going to get more today. I need to fix this. Right, that's a better line. Right, now we'll add weight. And the key is, when you do that, you'll add weight, and then 40 will feel the same as 30. 50 will feel the same as 30. 60 will feel the same as 30. Yeah? Whereas what you're doing is you're adding weight, and it's just magnifying the error. So you're not getting to display how strong you are in the context of dumbbell.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Well, no. What's that, 60?
Yeah, remember that's the Texas bar. I'm not going to do that for pressing.
That was
Just
that. It's alright.
Is that right? Yeah.
I've done mine.
Huh? Oh, right.
I've done mine. 140 clean and jerk with that.
Oh, I do. Oh, that's all right then.
Smashing it now.
I know our own at our gym's quite precious with his Texas bars.
Yeah, I don't know why, because that's what you're paying 700 quid for, the fucking bulletproof.
Yeah.
You see people doing like 500 kilo rack pulls and they're just indestructible.
Yeah.
They're brilliant.
You're not allowed to do rack pulls with them, are you?
There's just a single, there's...
Yeah, well, whatever you want now, just max out.
That felt good.
Alright?
Yeah.
And don't rush. To be honest, you might even find it better if when I go, if you just keep playing around for 10-15 minutes on it.
Yeah.
Because you might find that without the pressure of me fucking pecking your head as you're doing it, and you can just process it at your own pace, you might find that you just do a little bit better. I'd like to see a 75. I think you should do a 75 and then do what you want after that. So whatever next, 65 or something. Yeah, this is something that you'll thank me for in like 6 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee that is that's the thing you're about. Go on then, let's see, 75. I know that didn't feel perfect, did it?
No.
When you watch the video back, you knew there, you knew what the error was. Like you knew that the dip wasn't great, and that's why you paused at the bottom.
No, there's a bit of rolled self coming out there.
Yeah. So you use that as like, so be logging this in your head, be thinking, right, well, 65 felt really, really good. And then when we went to 70, you might be able to just fix it when we go 75,
Yeah.
you might be able to do it better. But if you can't, don't worry about it. You know that, say, look at 65 right now, as in today, as 65 is your kind of technical max. Yeah? You go over that, you go to 70, and you kind of need to go back to your old technique, because that's where you feel most confident when the weight gets heavy.
Yeah.
So if you work at 65 and then raising the threshold of 65, like next session maybe see if you can do 67.5 as well as you can.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you do that when you get your technical max up to, like say when you do 80 with this new technique, like you did, but with the new technique, then you'll be ready to just go ham one random day and do like 90 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, just need to drill it, don't we?
Yeah. That was better than 70.
The rack, the clean was awful.
Easy though, wasn't it?
Yeah, the press actually felt alright. It's better than it felt.